Plus Ultra.
Episode 105.
That was about as close in terms of being in sync as we've ever been for a Plus Ultra. So putting it on my victory board, my Plus Ultra victory board.
Every time you do it, I'm surprised. I forget you're gonna do it, and so then it surprises me each time.
Yeah, also surprises me. Surprises me even more when it almost kind of works out, like it just almost did.
Perfect. I mean, it can only get better, right?
We'll get there one of these days.
One of these days, someday. Well, here we are, episode 105, the Hellish Todoroki Family. I am not gonna lie, Kyle. I was living for this episode. I was so excited for it. You know me, I want the tea. I was ready and waiting, and I think it was great. I really liked it.
Yeah, I really appreciated how they bookended this with Endeavor's monologue to himself about what he can do for his family and thinks about this every day before he goes to sleep. And I'm like, oh man, yeah, what can you do? You're already the number one hero. You're saving the whole world, and by proxy them too, I guess. What else can you do, Endeavor? I guess you could seek their forgiveness and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense too. And you're trying, but your kids aren't exactly making it easy on you. And getting to see his interactions with all of his kids. Well, his 3 kids that live at home.
Yeah.
We getting to see that is fun.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I think what makes it fun for me though, it's cool to see and we needed to see it, whatever. I'm glad to see some progress in Endeavor's personal relationships with his kids and whatever. But what makes it fun is Bakugo and Deku being there as the spectators for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite part of this episode.
Me too. Oh my God. I feel like they were so perfect. Every time it was so awkward, I was living for it. Yes. Uncomfortable family dinners. The best thing I've ever seen.
Bakugo going into the situation, halfway through the episode when he's like, we're going to my house for dinner. And he's just walking up to the house and Todoroki's like, yeah, my sister invited us and my friends to come have dinner tonight. And Bakugo tells him you go in there and you tell her that we're not friends. And I'm
yeah, first thing.
Bakugo, why are you being so nervous about this, man? Just embrace the fact that you've got a friend and they're having you over for dinner. So just chill out, man. And then as the episode goes on, I'm like, maybe Bakugo was right. These people are fucking psycho and they're having such inappropriate conversations in front of their house guests. This is super rude to do in front of your guests, man. Fucking keep it wrapped up. I'll do it with these paper thin fucking Japanese house walls.
It definitely gave me flashbacks of when you would be in high school and you're just trying to hang out at your friend's house and they would get into a fight with their parent and you're just sitting there oh, hi.
Yeah.
I'm here too. Oh my God, It was such flashbacks.
Yeah, well, thankfully, nobody tries to drag Bakugo or Deku into their respective beefs, really. I mean, it just kind of happened right in front of them. But it gets to a point, though, where Deku and Bakugo are like, listen, you guys keep having these family beefs, and we're trying to do the dishes, so here's our input. Maybe you want to get your fucking act together. We're still guests at your house.
Bakugo literally says, he's don't invite people over if you're going to have these kinds of conversations. And I was like, yeah, here.
For real. Don't invite people over for these if you're going to have these types of conversations, there's still dishes.
Yeah. But I mean, we have to come back in here. This is awkward. Yeah. I liked that they did that. I thought it was hilarious. Mostly, I just liked the whole episode. I'm happy to spend time with these characters because I feel like they're the best ones. So I'm into it.
Yeah, anytime we get to spend some time with the boys is nice, but
the boys.
The first half of the episode is them just, out there trying to compete with Endeavor. And yeah, a little bit of rehash, but at least it's some enjoyable rehash.
Yeah, and it's new animation, but it's the same story. But...
Yeah, they're just trying to get better, get faster, try to catch just one criminal before Endeavor does, before their internship is up. And I do like the visual of them taking off at a moment's notice with Todoroki doing his Iceman thing and Midoriya running. I'm assuming what would be very fast, but the way it was animated looked kind of slow. And Bakugo was just doing the explosion behind them all slow and shit. Imagine if Bakugo exploded to propel himself forward and accidentally blew up somebody, I feel like it's a very safe way to travel, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Not on the ground.
I mean, I think that if Endeavor hasn't done something like that yet, then, people just give Bakugo a wide berth because he's kind of a piece of shit. So
Yeah, you're right. He
mhm.
he's definitely very funny in this episode though. Like all the awkward moments that he like breaks the tension on for the Todorokis, but his interaction at the hero agency with that girl burning again,
Burnin. Yeah,
same energy. He looks very
very funny.
he looks hilarious because he's got his hair pulled back by that thing because he just woke up and he's all tired.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing a little headband, and I really like it.
Yeah, it looks cute as fuck. I'll
Yeah,
say
it
it.
does.
I don't care. They also have that. I like the fact that they all have this moment at the beginning of the day. If they all stay overnight at the Endeavor Agency, he has
Mhm.
like 5-star amenity hotel rooms for them to just crash in because they got to wake up super early to go whoop some more villain ass in the morning. And they all meet up in the room. Bakugo is still waking up. Deku and Shoto are talking about like the ability to wield like full capacity power at a moment's notice, like the stuff that Endeavor is basically telling them to work on.
Mhm.
And I just love that they all just start to analyze each other. And Bakugo, even though he's being a dickhead in the moment, and he's like, "You guys are idiots. That means I'm better than you," and stuff like that. He's like, "You idiots should just be storing up your power all the time. Then what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, hmm.
Are you giving?
Maybe he's been kind of a jerk to this point, but his analysis is also valid, and he's participating in the greater activity of analyzing their own powers with the boys. They're
Me
all
too. I was
friends
like, are
now.
you giving advice? Like,
To Deku?
My first, because we've basically covered everything that happens in the beginning of the episode already. All my notes in the beginning are literally just like, woohoo, Endeavor's awesome, per usual. They get invited for dinner. Oh, the only thing we haven't talked about are the flashbacks. But
Yes.
I have a quick thing to say just while we're talking about the Endeavor agency. Did you see what they call all the sidekicks? He's like, oh, we're staying at the agency with the rest of the flaming sidekickers. I'm so sorry to anyone who has to be referred to as a flaming sidekicker. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. And I cannot believe that that is what the number one hero agency in all of Tokyo calls the sidekicks for Endeavor. The flaming sidekickers. I'm sorry. What?
I guess Endeavor
I
just
would
didn't
quit.
do a whole lot of market research as to what the best name for his sidekicks could be. And he just settled on the first thing. He's like, you guys are sidekicks, and there's many of you, so sidekickers, And instead of just
And
sidekicks.
there's some fire.
The flaming sidekicks, I feel like sounds better. Sidekickers makes it seem like they're kicking around on the side of a building, like
It's just
waiting
so
to score
weird.
some fucking, drugs.
How do you ever introduce yourself to somebody? Like, oh, I would just not even say it.
Yeah, I wouldn't introduce myself as that. Problem solved. I'd be like,
I'm
hey,
a
what's up? I'm
flaming
Kyle. I work
sidekicker.
with Endeavor. And they'd be like, are you a flaming sidekicker? And I'd be like,
No.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but I'm here. So what's the deal? You need to like get rescued or some shit? What's up?
Yeah, time is money, and
I'm a side
busy.
kicker.
Horrible.
Damn it, they got me.
It was really terrible. But yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about some of these flashbackies, the flashback scenes. Yeah.
Do the thing about the flashbacks.
All right. So Endeavor, after their day of training, the boys are like so freaking tired. They haven't been able to be better than Endeavor at all. And he sends them home, not home, but to the agency to rest. He's like, get some rest, to like, don't let your fatigue from today carry over to tomorrow. Rest so that you're good for tomorrow. And he goes back to the agency and he gets a call from his daughter, Fuyumi, who invites them for dinner, right? And so this just kicks off like a bunch of flashbacks where it's Endeavor first starts off about his bad dream. He's like, oh, I've been having this dream where my family is having dinner without me. Like, fucking boohoo, cry me a river, Endeavor. Like,
My family is having a dinner without me, and they're having the best fucking time ever. And the dream is sad because I'm not there, but also it's like revealing because it's real happy and I'm not there. It means I suck. Like at least he's
like,
self-aware about how much he sucks.
I guess. I don't know.
No, you're right. Self-awareness does not
absolve him of any of
yeah,
this.
does not absolve him of his past transgressions of being a dick.
Yeah, I mean, these flashbacks were really just to remind us that Endeavor fucking sucks. Like, in case any of us were forgetting, Endeavor fucking sucks. Like, he does. And just to give us all the tea that they're going to be spilling over this family dinner. They just wanted us to remember how incredibly uncomfortable this family dinner is going to be because of how severely messed up this family is. Like, oh my God. Okay.
And in case you forgot how much Endeavor sucked, these flashbacks weren't enough. We're going to intentionally give you a flashback where he's got that douche ass beard thing going on, you know? And like the fucking very wispy little top
mustache. Those
all
little
set.
whiskers. Yeah.
All set. Endeavor, you fucking better go back in time and shave that shit off your younger self's face because it's causing me a lot of pain these days, you know?
Yes, I agree. I noticed, so in the beginning of these flashbacks, they show us little 5-year-old Shoto not being able to play with his siblings. And I just wanted to point something out because I was confused by this. There are 3 kids playing in the courtyard, and they are the other siblings. So obviously it's Natsu, Fuyumi, and then there's a one redheaded kid who I thought was Toya. But at the very end of the episode,
he very clearly has white hair.
He has white hair. So did his hair change color? That is really weird to me. Or is that another kid? Because, and then when I rewatched it, in that first flashback, he definitely, I mean, that might not have been Toya, but there's definitely 3 kids playing. Fuyumi and Natsu. Another kid, who I thought was Toya. And then Shoto is watching them and not able to play with them. So that was confusing to me. I don't really understand. Like, could be a neighbor, I guess, but
I had the same exact thought process. And when I rewatched it again before our recording tonight, I noticed that there's an older woman that's standing there watching them play. Who
I thought maybe like a grandma or a nanny or something.
Yeah, I don't know who that woman is. Maybe that's the old housekeeper who hurt her back, who used to cook for them or something.
Right.
Maybe that's her, but I don't know. I saw that and I'm like, maybe that kid belongs with
something?
her. Like, I don't know. But also, what if there's a possibility that Toya started off as a redhead, and then as he grew, his hair changed
intensely, like
to white.
I think that's a bit weird, but I guess maybe it's possible.
I was super blonde until I was about 4 years old. And then my hair got like really dark brown.
All right. But I mean, I really think that going from like bright fire engine red to ghostly Danny Phantom white is like not normal.
Superhero high school in Japan. His dad is the number 1 superhero in the world.
You're right.
His semen probably is bursting with flames.
Ew. They were going to say bursting with flavor.
No, not flavor, flames, because he's got a flame quirk. Jesus, man.
Nice.
Why is your brain always in the gutter?
I don't know.
I brought up the semen in the first place, but somehow it's ended up back on you. So, way to make it worse. Way to accept blame for me.
Yeah, we get a couple more little flashbacks where they just kind of, I feel like, show us some of the personality of the other kids, because Fuyumi definitely wants to kind of patch the family back together, and Natsu is very firmly in the, you're not my dad, you POS.
Like, you are my dad, but I hate you, and I don't like that you're my dad.
Yeah, he's like firmly in that department. And then we also, I think it was nice to see him when he had been talking to All Might for some advice about how to be the symbol of peace. And like, I know that I'm just analyzing this maybe a little bit too much, but it kind of irritates me a little bit because even though Endeavor is talking about trying to get like his family's forgiveness, he's very obsessed with Shoto. Like, all of his flashbacks are always Shoto based. And it feels like, to me, he really only cares about having his forgiveness rather than having the other kids, in my opinion.
Well, I think it's because so much of his wrongdoings in his life that he can directly attribute back to the problems that he has now with his family in and around the shit with Shoto. Like,
I mean,
drove his
he did
mom
still
mad.
neglect his other children, though. Like,
I mean, until Shoto came along, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. We don't see them pre-Shoto. Maybe that's kind of reinforcing your point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe so many of the flashbacks revolve around Shoto because, I mean, so much of his character up until then, too, like, until we've learned more about him. But, like, when we first learn about Endeavor, it's like, he had 3 kids trying to figure out how to, put the perfect combination of quirks together to make the perfect successor to All Might. And that's like our introduction to Todoroki. And it's like, yo, that's some eugenic shit. What the fuck, Endeavor? Weird. Why are we talking about you with this with you? Why are we at your house for dinner right now? I'm very uncomfortable. I feel like Bakugo.
Yeah, well, so all of that flashback, is nice and fresh in our minds. We have another day of the boys not being able to catch up to Endeavor. I think Endeavor saves an entire thing of window washers, like a whole structural piece of scaffolding or whatever. I was like, shit, Endeavor, okay.
That's what heroes do.
Right. He has a quote that I really liked where he says, a hero is constantly accelerating. I was like, okay, all right. I liked that. It's nice.
Yeah.
But at the end of a hard day's work, they go to the Todoroki family estate for dinner. It's everything I ever dreamed it could be.
You go in there and you tell your sister, we're not friends right now.
Yeah, okay, please do that. And actually, later on when he introduces them to her, like officially, he refers to them as his classmates. And I was like, oh, he really did downgrade them from friends to classmates. He's like, I know, and I felt really bad. Because he was like, these are my hero classmates, Midoriya and Bakugo. And I was like, aw, I know I made fun of you before when you were referring to them as your friends, but that made me sad. They are your friends, Shoto, you poor thing.
You know what I like about this episode that I don't think many people will think of in the same way that I'm thinking about it? There's a couple of moments where Deku just yells at Kacchan. He yells, Kacchan! Like after he fucking does like a wicked rude thing,
Yeah.
One of them's during the Todoroki, like walking up to the Todoroki house. Another one I think is in front of that girl burning. When he yells the Kacchan like that, like we know that he's like telling him to like stop being rude, to shut up, basically. He's telling him to shut up in the Azuku Midoriya way, like as politely as possible, but like,
don't ruin this.
Yeah, exactly. Don't ruin this, you asshole. You could stop shooting your mouth off. We are very lucky to be here right now. What is your problem? So, I like Deku kind of coming into his own, being a little bit more assertive at the same time, somehow continuing to be polite.
No, I liked that too. I thought it was really funny. It literally felt like he was like, don't ruin this for me.
Dude, shut up.
I'm in the number one hero's house right now. Yeah.
That's what Deku said. Dude, shut up.
Nice. What happens? They go to dinner, right? Oh my God. Okay. Totally forgot. But why do they have so many meals? Is this
I'll fucking tell you why. Because Fuyumi, soup it up.
I was like, it's like all of a sudden My Hero Academia and Food Wars had like a fusion. Because
so I've never watched the Food Wars show.
A lot of naked people in it.
Yeah, I know. You've told me all about it. And I did think of that same thing when Deku bites into one of the meat dishes and he's like, the meat chicken juices. There's so much meat juices. And I'm just like, stop talking about meat juices, Deku Christ.
Yeah.
But Fuyumi reminds me a lot of a character in Ranma, like the oldest sister in Ranma is this girl named Kasumi Tendo. And she would do very similar shit whenever she made dinner for the entire family. It'd be like a 6 fucking course thing, and everybody just be fawning over it the entire time. And I'm like, hell yeah. This is a scene from Ranma 1/2, except we've got backs to the chairs at their tables, which, I guess they didn't have in the early, late 80s, early 90s. I guess it wasn't as popular. I don't know. Well, chairs work in Japan.
I feel like they're just rich bitches, so they've got to have like extra.
That's true.
Because they are rich bitches. It's
true. They're like, we've been saying it for several weeks. Kardashians of this respective world for some stupid reason.
Except I cannot, no Kardashians would make their own dinner, so not quite, but close.
Good point.
Yeah, so they had a really nice looking dinner. They have like fried chicken and they had something with tofu, some kind of tofu stew.
Yeah, Bakugo's all about that tofu,
salad.
huh? Does that make
Yeah, he was
Bakugo
really
a
into it.
soy boy?
Oh, soy boy.
Ooh, is he a soy boy? That's as far as I'm gonna go with that joke because I've been called a soy boy a bunch in my life because
What does that mean?
it means like you're a liberal if you are receiving that insult from somebody who's been quote unquote red pilled.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that before, but yeah, he's like all about that tofu.
I think it's because he's a soy boy beta cuck.
I'll Google that later. Unless you don't want me to.
Don't.
I still will, but that's okay.
Okay.
And then basically dinner is awkward as hell right off the bat because Natsu is like not having it at all. I think the first time it gets really awkward is when they're talking about cooking because Shoto like never even knew that his brother would cook meals sometimes and was like, "Oh, I've been so separated from you guys my whole life. Already, this is awkward. That I didn't even know." And he's like, "Yeah, well, Endeavor probably didn't let you eat it." And I'm like, and they're like, "This is weird." Okay.
Well, I think this comment kind of ties back to his initial injustice with Endeavor in regards to Shoto. Was like, yeah, I just found out that Shoto likes to eat soba.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
And now that we know that Natsu was cooking meals for him, it's like, oh, he wished he knew what his little brother's favorite thing was. So.
Yeah, his favorite dinners and stuff.
That's immediately where my brain went. I was like, oh, Natsu, you've been cooking meals for this kid? That's so adorable.
I know, it's so cute. And then like Endeavor's like, "Oh, I would like to eat Natsu's meals." Get out of here. He's never going to cook you anything.
Dude, what do you expect him to do in that situation? That's him trying to be diplomatic and shit, but like, try to make it a little less awkward while still admitting that, he didn't pay enough attention.
Awkward.
What do you expect him to do? Stay silent?
Yes.
Nah.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Out of these 3 siblings, it's like so uncomfortable because I don't know how I would react. I don't know if I would be like Fuyumi and want to just kind of sweep it all under the rug and be able to kind of like patch my family back together. Or would I be like Shoto, who like is kind of in the middle and doesn't really know what he wants to do? Or would I be like Natsu and just be fucking pissed off? I mean, I kind of know my personality. I'm petty and I don't like dealing with difficult things. I probably would have been like, I'll put up with you because I want my daddy's money, but I'm never going to talk to you, and I'm going to refer to you as Endeavor, even at my family dinner table. Natsu keeps referring to him as Endeavor at the dinner table. I'm like, wow, he's not your dad at all. You're not even going to use his first name. You're just going to call him his hero name because that's the only way you have any respect for this man is as Endeavor and nothing else. I was like, shit. And I do think I would be like that. I am so petty and I would be so pissed off. I don't know. I don't think I'd forgive him.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if we had to pick one of the 3 siblings and which one might I fall into, I think I'm most likely to fall into the Natsu camp as well.
Yeah. Just be like so pissed.
Yeah, I don't know, especially like being somebody who's very far removed from his own siblings already because of circumstances of timing of things, And like if I do get into fights with my parents, I don't know. I don't want to talk about my fucking shit with my parents. I don't want to go there. But I feel like I don't know. My parents were fallible people younger in their lives. Right? Everyone's fallible. Duh.
Yeah.
Right?
Nobody's perfect.
But I don't know. I guess I was around for like I think I came into existence a little too early in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to see like the true worst of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like who they could be as people to both individually and to each other. Maybe is the most that's probably the most diplomatic way I can put it.
Yeah, I just definitely feel like I'd be Natsu. I just would not. I couldn't forgive him. What a piece of shit.
You know what I like about Natsu that Reese pointed out to me in the Discord? If you use Discord, links are in the show notes. Come hang out and talk some shit with us about My Hero, Dragon Ball, whatever. But I did not notice when I watched it the first time was at this dinner, Natsu's wearing a shirt.
Oh my god.
On the front of the shirt, it says front. On the back of the shirt, it says back.
Back. I saw that too. I thought it was so funny.
Oh, man.
So on brand for this show, too.
I wish that it was actually kind of like the other way around, just to like fuck with people's heads.
Yeah.
And then be like, hey, man, your shirt's on backwards. It says back. And you'd be like, nah, man, that's just the shirt.
That's just the way it is.
Things will never be the same. I think that's 2 weeks in a row, bro.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Things get lodged in my brain. But it reminds me of when like Midoriya would have those shirts that would be like, they would just say t-shirt on them. Or they would be like, they would say dress shirt. And it would just be a t-shirt with writing on it. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh my God, we're taking it back to the origin days.
Good old times, man.
Well, they struggle through this awkward dinner, and Natsu's like, all right, I choked down my food, and that's the best I can do, so I'm out of here. And I feel like everyone's kind of like not super sad to see him go, because he is bringing up the awkward vibes. It is true.
True. He was definitely being like aggressively fucking dickheadish, but also they're happy to see him go because more food, más fika, you know what I'm saying?
All right. That's maybe true. And they all start cleaning up, okay? And then this is when Bakugo and Midoriya overhear, like, Fuyumi and Shoto have a very nice private conversation, which was nice, but they're, like, standing outside the door, like,
quote-unquote private.
Yeah, like, can we go in? And, like, everyone can hear this conversation. Like you said, the walls are literally, like, paper sliding doors. Okay, there's no privacy. And it's nice, like, they're talking about, I don't know, trying to get the family back together, and Shoto doesn't really know how to feel about it. And I can totally understand that, because he did definitely get, like, a big brunt of the problems. I mean, he was, like, really abused. He definitely was. Not just by his dad, but also by his mom. I mean, his mom injured him very severely.
Threw a fucking tea kettle at his face. I'd say that's pretty traumatic.
Yeah, definitely. And then he, like, doesn't speak to her because she's in, like, a hospital. How long has she been there? For, like, 10 years? Because Shoto was, like, 6?
Yep.
That's a long time.
Yep. She's been in there for about a decade, but, like, now they write letters and shit, and the doctors think that maybe she'll be able to move back home eventually.
And I thought that was very nice. I'm glad we got to see that she's doing better and that she wants to be able to live with the kids again. Not with Endeavor, so maybe his bad dream is going to come true, because she does not mention him, that's for sure. And this is when they're like, yo, can you not have this kind of conversation while we're here? Because we need to, like, go in there and get the dishes, and you're making it really weird. But Midoriya gives him such cute advice. Oh, Doria, like...
Yeah.
What a cutie pie. He's like, oh, Shoto, it's okay to just be, like, getting ready to forgive him. You're a kind person, so I know that's what you want to do. And I was like, oh, and he looked so shocked. Like, do you think anyone's ever said something like that to him? I don't think so.
No, but, like, talk about a beautiful way to consider forgiveness. Like,
I know.
Even if you know that forgiving somebody is the only way for you to feel better personally, like, sometimes you still want to live in that fucking...
You don't want to forgive them. You don't think
yeah, sometimes you just... Exactly. Sometimes you just want to resent them and hate them openly. But, like, ultimately, you know that hating anyone is bad for you. It does just as bad to you as it does to them. Like, hating anybody doesn't really... whatever. I'm not going to get into that fucking hate eating you alive bullshit. All right, let's just presume it's
tiring
it's all even.
To hate someone too. Like,
yes, to proactively hate somebody is actually tiring. Like, the better thing to do is to forgive people, but sometimes people choose to dwell in that hate, which I think Shoto is sort of on almost coming out of the other side of. Like, he's to the point where he's like, yeah, I'll talk to my dad if I'm able to, like, learn practical hero things from him, and I respect him, but not as a dad, as a hero. It's like, all right, Shoto, you're coming to the other side of this. I think maybe you guys will make nice before long, hopefully. And Midoriya just being able to put that into words, like, I don't think I've heard anybody in my life put into words like that. Like, yeah, you're getting ready to forgive him, which basically gives him permission to feel angry like he does, but also lets him know that he thinks highly enough of Shoto to think that Shoto's going to do the right thing and eventually forgive him, and like gives him the permission slip to feel angry. And so long as Shoto accepts the fact that he knows that he's working towards that eventual forgiveness of his dad. Like, it was
so nice.
Thought about that line a lot over the weekend. You're getting ready to forgive him.
Me too. I really liked it. I also liked that he says that it's because Shoto is a kind person, not because Endeavor deserves it or anything like that, solely based on Shoto as a person. Like, you're a kind person, so I feel like you're on your way to that. And I thought that was so awesome, and I really loved it.
Yeah, we all need Deku as a friend. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we do. And we see that everyone's listening. Like, Endeavor is overhearing this, and also Natsu is overhearing this. And this is when, like, Endeavor's kind of contemplating it while he's at that altar for Toya. And he says, like, oh, I wish you could have been there with them, which is great. But, like, I'm so confused about this kid. I just can't get over it. Like, is he that redhead? I don't know. It's very confusing.
What the fuck happened to him?
Yeah, what happened to him? Because Natsu mentioned it the last time they had been at dinner. He was like, I can't forgive you because of this, that, and the other thing, and what happened to our brother Toya. And it's like,
what'd you do? Fucking yeet him into the sun into a volcano? Did you give him away to some kind of weird fucking camp or something?
I don't know.
Did you beat him with a kendo stick till he died?
Maybe he got sick from training? I don't know. It's very strange.
Did he catch a cold so bad that he died?
Could have.
I don't know, man. He's a baby. Little babies have weird shit happen to him all the time. Fuck's that shit called? SIDS and shit?
Is that an infant death syndrome?
That's what it's called.
SIDS.
Good for me. I remember things.
Yeah.
Although I guess it wouldn't be. I guess that wouldn't be for Toya because he was very clearly like white haired and like 4 maybe. Oh, you think he was older than that? All right.
Yeah, I thought he was like 8.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he's a cartoon, so I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, cartoons are fucking stupid, right?
But so then the episode's over, right? The end of the episode. This next episode looks wicked good, right? Yeah.
I have a question for you about this episode, but yeah, give me the preview.
Okay. So
well, the post credits.
Yeah, like before the preview is just like this weird. I mean, but it just leads into the preview. It's all the same. We see like this guy wearing a jail costume, right? The stripes. That's supposed to be
I didn't take those as jail stripes. I didn't know what the fuck to make of it, honestly. Stripes? It looked like he had a black and then like white like lines,
wraps,
almost like a branch or something going up like his, I don't know.
I don't know. It reminded me of like the cartoon black and white striped jail costumes. Like that's what it reminded me of, but maybe I'm just like being weird about it. But he's like this weird guy's like skulking around the Christmas shops, right? Like all weird. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Who are you? And he's obsessed with Endeavor. And I'm like, who are you? And so the preview is that this guy goes to the Todoroki's house, okay, and attacks them. And we're about to have a showdown over there. And it's called The Unforgiven, which I'm like, oh, innuendo, because a lot of people don't forgive you, Endeavor. Talking about forgiveness in this episode.
So my question is this villain somebody that you recognize from the comic book, or this setup for this episode?
Yes, this is canon.
Okay, word. That was my roundabout way of asking. I did notice in this preview that when he attacks, a dude injects himself in the neck.
Mm-hmm. I saw that too.
Is that with that drug from last week called Trigger, or is it the Shikai drug, which is basically the same fucking thing from last year?
I don't know. I couldn't tell because the Trigger, that one was like a weird green color, and I can't recall if we see the color of what this thing was.
Yeah, I want to say it was red, but maybe I don't know. It was like a real quick flash. I could be wrong.
I am so embarrassed about my little tangent last week about how they're going on about Europe and this other villain, and I was so mad about it. And then literally I went home. Was it the same day?
It was the next day.
I texted you later. It was the next day. I was so embarrassed that the next day I see the clip for the movie, like the trailer, and this is what the thing is for the movie. That villain with like this, like, I don't know, the trigger drugs and stuff. I was like, oh man, I feel so embarrassed.
Whatever, man. Shit happens. Who fucking cares? I say stupid shit about Dragon Ball like every single day.
Yeah.
And I also let them know at the beginning of the episode that...
Yeah, that's true.
Like, whatever. We thought it was some fucking interesting anime techniques to set up filler more effectively, but actually it's just a way to promote the fucking movie. One way or the other, we're still talking about anime fucking 101 shit, so who cares?
That's true. Very true. Very true.
So yeah, we'll see this dude fight Endeavor and the boys next week.
I'm excited. I think it looks good.
I hope Deku punches him in his stupid big ass smiling mouth.
Yeah, he had weird creepy teeth.
Yeah, maybe very uncomfortable. I did not like it.
Stain vibes, kind of.
Yes, actually, and I think that's another reason why I kind of asked if it was filler or not, because he seems like his vibe is like such a ripoff of Stain. I'm like, dude, Studio Bones just like, recycle some fucking Stain preliminary sketches or something. Like, what the hell?
This is canon, and from what I remember from the manga, I really liked this fight a lot, so I'm excited.
Cool. All right, cool. Well, we will see how it goes next week. Endeavor and the boys versus big old Stupid Mouth.
Yeah, weirdo rap guy.
Stupid Mouth.
That's better. Yeah.
That's his canon name, I believe. If you Google
Absolutely, you are correct.
If you Google it, that's what you'll find. So, birthdays this week. Really, I say this week, but I mean birthdays today. No birthdays today. Yeah. But a couple days from now, Tate boy.
Whose birthday?
Sero.
Sero?
Yeah,
totally
he's the 28th.
love him.
And then Mina Ashido.
Oh my gosh, all my faves.
The 30th.
Loving it. All my faves. There's this picture floating around the internet from a few episodes ago when there's like a shot of Sero and they forgot to give him his little tape elbows. So he just has normal arms. It's really funny.
Strange. Hey man, mistakes happen. Reviews. What do you think, Kelly? We got a review this week?
Yes, I do think we do.
Yeah, you only know that because I told you that we did. Oh my god.
Why don't you ever give me any surprises?
Yeah, you're right. You're not very good at handling the surprises.
Yeah, am I supposed to fake it? Never.
Quick but effective review this week comes from Tiny T. 006156, 006156, 006156, 006156. Tiny T. He says, such a good podcast, 5 stars. Worth the listen and so much fun to listen to.
Very nice.
Like I said, man, fucking effective. It was such an effectively communicated podcast review that I had to make up a fucking song leading up to it because I had to fill for time. You know what I'm saying?
I liked that.
22, 006 and a 156 and a 006 and a 156 and a 2. 22. Yeah, man, I'm fucking on it.
Oh my god, it's good.
Right? Let's fucking, get in the studio, dude. Let's get in the studio, dude. All right, that's super dope plus ultra this week. Leave us more reviews so I can maybe sing you a fucking song about it next week. Maybe I'll make your username into a song as well that I just did with Tiny T. That'll be a fun musical exercise to flex my brain once a week. I bet you it'll be fun some weeks like it just was, and other times it'll be like me
pulling teeth,
taking a shit in a public bathroom. Murder.
Nice. You mean that's not fun?
No, because if I have to shit in a public bathroom,
gross.
It's like they say the best of times, it was the worst of times. I'm shitting in a public bathroom. It's the absolute worst of times. Shit in public is not for me, Holmes. I'll tell you what.
That is
anyway,
the worst.
leave us an Apple Podcast review and I'll sing a song and hope that I don't shit in public over it. All right?
Alrighty.
Kelly, any final thoughts before we wrap it up for the week?
No, just I'm super happy about Sero and Mina's birthdays because they're some of my favorites. And I actually miss all of them. I can't wait to see the other classmates again.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind if maybe not by the end of, I don't know. I kind of don't know offhand how many episodes we've got left. Probably in the vicinity of like 10 to 12. But if they gave us a filler episode with like some random ass students, like the first half of an episode is like checking in with whatever Mina Ashido's up to at her work study. And second half is like, hey, let's go check in with, I don't know why my brain just automatically went to Koji
Kaminari.
Koda.
Oh,
Kaminari.
I
Way
love
more
him
fun.
too. Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be so fun.
Be a good time. Kirishima. Oh, I want to see Kirishima, Tetsu, and Facum, right?
Yes.
Yes.
With
Dude, let us go check
Amajiki.
in with them. Ooh. Amajiki's in that bitch as well?
Yes, because he's part of
chicken-footed ass?
agency, right? They
I don't
worked
know.
together.
Sure.
Well, they did in the past.
Cool.
Cool.
Chicken-footed, clam-fisted bitch.
Yeah.
Not you, obviously. I'm talking about
No, that's what all my friends call me.
chicken-footed, clam-fisted bitch.
If only I am not that cool.
Tiny two. All right, let's fucking wrap this bitch up. Gonna raise my hand with the peace sign, and my song's about Tiny T.
Nice.
Tiny T.
That sounds good, actually. I like it.